Hello and welcome to this mid-morning taste challenge. We have two Kentucky products. Now here is Classic Club American Blended Whiskey aged in oak. Well, every whiskey is aged in oak. So that's not even a statement that needs to be put on the label. It's American blended whiskey, which means the whiskeys could come from any state and probably are coming in from Tennessee, Indiana, Kentucky, probably auctioned and they blended them together. Aged 3 years, bottled in Kentucky by IWA Distilling Company. I bought this at Total Wine and More. It was $13.99. The price has gone up to $15.99, but there are still some stores listing it at $13.49. Actually, one of them in Maryland. Okay, the straight whiskey's in here, which is 20% straight whiskey, aged 3 years. And I talked about this earlier this morning. I said, is this just ancient age or benchmark that's blended with grain neutral spirits and bottled? It could be. Doesn't say anything about caramel color added. Doesn't say anything about flavoring added. And Sazerac's pretty good about putting those disclaimers on there or that information on there. You say Sazerac, you said IWA Distilling. Right, I did. Okay, but here is Quality House. And I bought this 2 years ago at Villa Liquors in Texarkana, Arkansas. It was $5.99 for this bottle. So I thought, oh yeah, what a deal. Blended whiskey with natural flavors. So I bought it, brought it home. I was happy about it. I knew it was like a bull hunk product. I knew what it was. Blended whiskey with natural flavors. I knew it wasn't exactly top shelf, to say the least. And it says on the bottleneck, caramel color added. So it's got natural flavors and caramel color. Oh, yay. But when I got home, I was hot. I was aggravated. It says 70 proof. 70 proof. Bottled by Quality Control Distilling Company, Bardstown, Kentucky. Well, don't fool yourself. It's Heaven Hill, okay? I put the link below from the Heaven Hill website. They list this. It's called Quality House Spirit Blend. It's not even a whiskey. Legally, it's a distilled spirit specialty, or really a liqueur, because it's not 80 proof. Any whiskey in America must be 80 proof, okay? So that's the law. 80 proof. So it is only 70 proof. So there's a problem right there. It's blended whiskey with natural flavors. Now, nowhere on the bottle does it say distilled spirit specialty, but they've got it registered as that. And if you look on the website, it says spirit blend. Okay, well, whatever. It's not a true whiskey. It's a whiskey-based thing. A thing. But, I only paid $5.99 for this thing. So I got to take that into account. I can't get too angry. And no one told me to ignore the label and not read the label. If I'd have seen 70 proof, honestly, I wouldn't have bought it. I'm just telling you the truth. But I did buy it. It's here. It's a quasi whiskey, but in truth, not really. It shouldn't even be in this taste challenge, but I got nothing else to put it up against. So, yeah. Heaven Hill, you guys are something else with your little sneaky ways. Quality House. Funny thing about it, we do get a Quality House in Louisiana. And it's also $5.99. It's called Quality House Kentucky Blended Whiskey. And it is 80 proof. And it is not that good. But, it's all right. My friend David says, that stuff's not that good. It tastes like corn. Corn. What do you say? Corn whiskey or something. It's not good. I said, I know. That's why it's $5.99. He's sipping on it, but he ain't too excited about it. But it's not bad. But it is actually a whiskey. Like, literally, it's an actual whiskey. It's not a pretend type of thing. You say, well, how many consumers pay attention to those facts? I would say probably almost none of them, because who's going into a liquor store and buying this for $5.99 a bottle? Well, I think we know the answer to that. So, that's cool, but I mean, it is the reality. I dribble a little bit. Let me clean that up. All right. So who's coming? Who's stumbling in? I mean, who's walking into the liquor store in Texarkana, Arkansas, which is literally across the highway from Texarkana, Texas. So that's one of these weird places in the world where you can leave the restaurant, cross the 4-lane highway at the crossing by the red light, and then you're in Arkansas. It's one city with a state line through the middle of it. So it's kind of interesting. It's very interesting. All right. But I mean, you got like Otis from Andy Griffith's show, or Ned from Good Times, or Woodrow from Sanford and Son. That's who's buying it. All right. But maybe they're discerning. They have a discerning palate. All right. Anyway, on with the next product. Here is the Classic Club. It is a real whiskey. It doesn't make a statement about coloring or flavoring. And Sazerac, like I said earlier in the video, is good about that. So it probably doesn't have any coloring or flavoring. And you can, well, maybe you can find it. I don't know if you can find it. Okay. So Total Wine and More has it around here. But beyond that, I don't really know where you can find it. I've seen it like, I think Star had some glass liter bottles of like the brandy or something, but it's not exactly prominent. Neither one of these products is prominent. And you say, oh, your channel is all about these really obscure brands. You can't resist. You see these obscure brands, you buy them. Well, that's true, especially if they're cheap. Good morning, says Herbie. Good morning to you, Herbie, in India. I mean, they're fun to look at. They're strange, they're obscure, they're peculiar. They're not, you never see any videos for them on YouTube or any written reviews, but I mean, they're not like bad. It's not like something bad, like that's immoral. That's immoral. You bought some obscure whiskey. Oh, it's not immoral. It might be ignored, It's not like stealing or anything. All right, 9:17 p.m. in India. Oh man, y'all are ahead of us. But Australia is ahead of you. Australia is ahead of you. Okay. Oh, and what does Australia, India, and the United States have in common? We were all ruled by Great Britain. And Australia and New Zealand are still Commonwealth countries. The United States is not. All right. Anyway, enough of that. Quality House is a little darker, I have to admit. A little bit darker, but only by just a touch. A little more copper. This is a little more gold. So I've never been to India. I read about India. I know a little bit about India. I know about the Eastern Ghats, the Western Ghats. I know about Goa, Damau, Dayu, Goa, Damau, and Dayu. I know about Chandernagore, Pondicherry, Yanaon, Delhi, New Delhi, the Himalayas, and other things. Okay. The Indus River, the Ganges River, the and the Andaman Islands, the Malabar Islands. Come here, sir. I would like to go, but I just went to Gibraltar, Spain, Spanish Africa. I wanted to go to Africa, and I've been there. It was nice. It was, a continent, but it was, it was interesting. And then I went to England, merry old England. No, I mean, only thing I ate in England was a tuna sandwich on red cheese, tuna and red cheese, which to me looked like pimento cheese, but it was good on brown bread. It was good, very fishy tasting, like very tuna fishy, but it was all right with that Carpacki 9% beer. And they did let me sip whiskey at the airport. Like that made the wait tolerable because I was bored out of mind. They always say get to the airport early, because it could be a holdup. So I got there early, and then I went right through the check-in. And like, how long it took to go through security? Let me think. 7 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes, because there was nobody there. It was like at 9:30 in the morning, and it was kind of empty. So it was like right on through. It was a snap. It might have been 10 minutes, but I think that it really wasn't 10 minutes. So then I went out into the main terminal. I was like, oh man, I got all these hours to kill, over 2 hours or whatever. I'll be bored out of my mind. So I walked around, looked at every restaurant on the bottom floor and the top floor. They had bookstore. It was a nice airport. It's a nice airport, huge, 5 terminals. But and then they had these liquor stores, and they were like, you want to try? They just walked up to me. You want to try Johnny Walker Blue Label? I was like, yeah. You want to try Chivas Brothers Royal Salute 21 year aged? It's like $195 a bottle. I was like, sure. And other stuff, it was all awesome. You get a little taste of it. But I was just waiting to come home. But I did get to walk down. I walked a few miles. I did walk a few miles in England, in London. Miles, not a mile, miles, plural. And it was so cold, freezing weather. It was below zero. It was below zero in Celsius. I'm talking about not in our temperature. It was below 32 here, but wasn't too bad. But it was cold. Kept the beer cold when I brought it back to the hotel. Okay, these don't smell the same. Working Class Beer Review says, morning, Ron, checking in. Oh, same to you. Thanks for watching, everybody. Put a little more light on the subject. It's pretty bright outside, though. It's kind of cloudy, but it's not too bad. Better than yesterday, which was dreary. Okay, this smells like grain, mostly corn, of course. A little oak, little vanilla, but it's like very bland. It's like very thinned out. Okay, that smell like Classic Club. This smell like whiskey with flavor added. Oh, like Quality House. Like I said, I can go right there and get Quality House Kentucky blended whiskey for $5.99. But I don't want it. I don't need it. I got too much stuff now. But I could get it, if I wanted it. It's there. And that's everywhere. That's all over this town. Somebody's buying it because it doesn't stay. Like, if stuff doesn't sell around here, and I guess that's everywhere, it's gone. A few months and it's gone off the shelf. Never see it again. They get rid of it. But if it's always on the shelf, like Quality House is always on the shelf, that means it's always selling. If I go toward Baton Rouge and north of the lake in the Baton Rouge Diocese still area, they're going to always have Samuel. What's the name of that stuff? T.W. Samuels. T.W. Samuels. Every store going to have it. They tried selling it around here, but I don't think it really I bought it, but I don't think anybody else bought it. It was $8.99. But you always see T.W. Samuels handlebar bottle, liter bottle, 750, 375, 200 milliliter, 100 milliliter, 50 milliliter. You always see it, every size. And his grandson is the one that started Four Roses. No, not Four Roses. He started. Was it Maker's Mark? I have to research. I can't remember. It was a famous brand, you know, T.W. Samuels. He started this little like cheap whiskey company. He died, and then his grandson started like a whiskey brand that's still really popular today. Like it's not a bottom shelf cheapo. It's a real straight bourbon popular product. I keep saying four, but it's not Four Roses. That's back from 1888. It's not important, I guess. But his grandson was named T.W. Samuels, like T.W. Samuels the third or something like that. Yeah, that's what it is. That's the story. Okay, taste. I think I know what they are though. I've gotten 11 right. So let's see if this is 12. I'm pretty sure this will be 12 and 0 if I get it right. If not, it'll be 11 and 1. Ha ha ha. It's got that papery taste, that corn husk. It's like literally like they put corn husks in the barrel and let it rest with corn husks and then filtered it out. You say you're crazy, you're going mad, man's going crazy. Too much reviews, too much consumption. Well, I don't really think I'm crazy. I just think it tastes like that. I mean, they could do that, I guess, but that seems too far fetched. You know, it's like too far out there. But that's what it tastes like. Is it a bad flavor? Nah. It's like you should eat tamales with it, you know, with the corn, you know, wrapped in a corn husk. I'm not going to sit here and talk about how great it is. It's not a great flavor. That's why it's $13.99 for the bottle, or $15.99 a total one or more. But I got it for $13.99. Yeah, boy, it's all right. It's not going to win any awards. Not that it would ever be entered into competition. But I mean, I don't think it should chase you away. It's just, you know, it's what we call a basic product. All right, let's go over here. This is really basic. This one. This is below basic. Man, this thing here. They shouldn't be making this product because A, it's not a true whiskey. It's only 70 proof. I don't know what game they're trying to play, but I would never, ever, ever buy this again. And I would never recommend it to anybody. Is it specifically nasty? No. Is it off putting? Not really. Is it even particularly bad? I wouldn't say that. But now, on the other hand, it's just like wet grain with vanilla squirted on it. Like you had a bottle of vanilla extract and you went pss, pss, and squirted a little bit on there, then mixed it all up. Yeah, oak barrel, I don't think so. Charred oak, I don't think so. Vanilla, oh yes. But you know, it's added. It's not coming from the oak. Oh man, this thing is something else. It's funny in a way. Classic Club destroys this thing. And I'm not going to say Classic Club is anything to be running down because it is certainly not anything to be running down. But compared to the quality house, maybe they should call it low quality house. Low quality. It is not even close. So I'm going to say this is the Classic Club, which is not a classic and you'll never see it in a club, but that's what they call it. Clearly the case. So it was a taste challenge and I did it fairly and it was honest, but it was not close. 12-0, 12 wins, 0 losses. Is this the worst whiskey I have in this house? Probably. It's not even a real whiskey. Like I said, it's a whiskey based distilled spirit specialty concoction bottled item. How would I score this thing? Okay, I've already reviewed it, gave it a score on the solo review, but the recorded review, not a live broadcast. Yeah, it's still around an 80, 81. Even with all that negativity towards it, which it deserves, and which I don't feel bad about assigning it. But still, honestly, all in all, when you get down to it, it tastes all right. I mean, it's like marginally good. You could, and I would not want to be that propagandist, but you could sit down and write up like a sell sheet for it and like talk about the qualities of it, why people should buy it. I would not want to be the person with that on my conscience, but I don't really see why people are buying this because it's if they're buying it because they got a problem, and you know what I mean. Well, why are you buying this for $5.99 and it's 70 proof when you could buy some other product for the same price that's 80 proof, like McCormick's? Because most of these liquor stores in those states, like Arkansas, Missouri, and Kansas and Oklahoma, they got McCormick. We get it here, but they got everybody got McCormick out there. That's a Midwestern product, and this mid-continental product. That's usually the same price, $5.99 for a bottle, 80 to 80 proof. Doesn't taste any better than this. Certainly doesn't taste worse. So yeah, this is about the oddest product I have, but just about the oddest product. It has to be the oddest thing I have. Still got a lot left too. Oh well, it is what it is, right? I mean, you can taste the cereal grains in it, which is basically you can tell it's like corn, wheat, barley, and rye. A little rye spice, yeah, corn, wheat, barley, and rye, but all watered down and. Get away from me, quality house. I don't want to be in your house. All right, get out of my house. All right, anyway, y'all take care and be back not Friday, because tomorrow we're doing Fandango Friday, any liquor or liqueur. And I got a cream liqueur. I know everybody's getting tired of looking at cream liqueurs. I'm not tired of them, but I understand people. I got one more after that till I buy the next bottle. But yeah, so then Saturday morning we'll do the Classic Club against some other blended whiskey. It'll be a better product. Take care. Take good care. You too, Max. Y'all take care now. Bye bye, everybody.